the African American Leadership Forum really is about what is it that we can do for ourselves in cooperation with others to make this a better community for everyone. And we started with an idea, a very small group of people, that now has become 300 plus people that are actually working together to figure out how they are taking personal responsibility to work with others to change the social and economic conditions for low-income African American people.
It just felt like there was the potential for really amazing things to happen from us starting to collaborate with each other differently.
Fundamental to that, I think, is the relationship building that goes on amongst leaders that I think often are disconnected and not aware of each other's work. We need to come together, at least be aware of what each other's doing, celebrate the great work that's going on, and try and build something that is bigger than all of us individually.
And so with the forum, we've been making a real concentrated effort to make sure that we have leaders from all parts of organizations and from many generations participating.
I think within the Black community, you always have that dichotomy and that conversation about, are you a Malcolm or Martin? It's a false dichotomy that has too long been with us.
Even from the beginning, when it was a small group, it was still a very diverse group.
We have people in education, philanthropy,
teachers and students.
We have lawyers and doctors.
From the religious sector, from the government sector.
Both kind of elected as well as kind of administrative sides of government.
Social service organizations, economic development.
We have corporate leaders who are running corporations.
How do we use the time that we have together to actually move forward and create change?
One example of action and impact emerged through an email conversation about a story in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune that some felt presented stereotypical images.
I had seen it that morning and I really had shaken my head and said, oh, you know, this just gives a perception of African Americans that is very negative. And there was a lot of email dialogue that went on between leaders that historically hadn't talked together, African American leaders. The power of it was that people were taking different positions on how to move forward with something that was very painful for them. And the dialogue was profound, and not only the stories that were told, but the fact that they were told in such a way out of dignity and respect to each other. The meeting is now taking place between these African American leaders and the Star-Tribune. And I think there's a mutuality of doing it well without the accusations and the kind of polarization that doesn't really lead us anywhere as a community. And so I think it was powerful work.
In addition to better communication with the newspaper, AALF members offered themselves as sources to enhance reporting on a range of issues.
And so we have this great group of people that are experts in 300 different areas that are willing to be resources. And so we're trying to connect and really harness these people in a new way.
Movements often stop after some successes, but the African American Leadership Forum continues after its first few years of growth, evolution, recognition, and increasing impact. The African American Leadership Forum is now a tested and proven model for transforming leadership.
When we're stronger and we stand as a collective community, we are uniquely poised to lead that charge.
We have just wonderful assets in the forum, and we have to make sure that we capitalize on all the resources that we have around the table.
There has to be a strategy and a tactic and a plan and a way of systematically benchmarking the progress that we need to make in terms of changing some of these issues.
We're really getting at the fundamentals of democracy here. The underpinnings of our country really has to do with civic